Are you ready to have your mind blown? We all know that age catches up with everyone, even professional footballers. But what if we told you that some footballers look way younger or older than they actually are? In this video, we're going to reveal 10 footballers who will absolutely shock you with their real age versus how they look in real life. So get ready to be amazed as we dive into the surprising world of footballers who defy their age. Let's go! Javier Hernandez. Mexican professional footballer Javier Hernandez Balcazar, better known as his moniker Chicharito, plays as striker for Major League Soccer team LA Galaxy. Incredibly youthful, Javier Hernandez, a striker for Real Madrid, is currently 34 years old. But let's be honest, the Mexican international barely looks a day older than 20 at most. And you get the very distinct feeling that in a similar way to his former Manchester United teammate Ryan Giggs, Chicharito will actually look exactly the same in 10 years' time too. Theo Walcott. Theo James Walcott is an English professional footballer who plays as a forward for Southampton and previously for the English national team. Walcott is a product of the Southampton Academy and started his career with Southampton before joining Arsenal for £5 million in 2006. Hold on to your seats, everyone, as it turns out that Arsenal flyer Theo Walcott was actually born in the 80s, with the seemingly ever-young wide man turning 35 in March. Sure, baby Theo, who actually made his professional debut for former club Southampton almost 2 decades ago, has spent a large portion of his career so far on the treatment table. That still doesn't explain, though, how the speedy winger can maintain the same appearance he did in 2005 when he first appeared on our TV screens and appeared to be 16 years old, just beginning out in the game. Thierry Henry. Thierry Daniel Henry is a French professional football coach, pundit, and former player. He is regarded as Arsenal's finest player, one of the all-time great Premier League players, and one of the best strikers to ever play the position. The fact that French forward Thierry Henry's appearance hasn't changed much during the course of his lengthy career with the New York Red Bulls at the top of the game is amazing. For instance, if you compare him now to the silky smooth football you see in the Big Apple today, the only major difference is a new haircut. Titi was an AS Monaco player in the mid to late 90s. Henry has now reached the great old age of 34, at least in footballing terms. However, judging by the way he looks, you wouldn't know it. Sergio Aguero. Argentinian striker Sergio Lionel Aguero del Castillo, popularly known as Kun Aguero, was a former professional football player. Throughout his 10-year stint with Manchester City, he was regarded as one of the best strikers of his generation and one of the greatest players in Premier League history. Sergio Aguero, a star forward for Manchester City, made his professional debut for Independent during the season before the South Korea and Japan 2002 FIFA World Cup Finals, which seems incomprehensible now. In fact, if you were to look at the minuscule Argentina international, Kun, you could never guess that the player is 34 years old. This also means that Aguero's career as a goal scorer ended long ago, even if it appeared that the striker was just getting started. Now, these players might not have surprised you a lot, but did you know that Lionel Messi has also come under the age radar? Before we head to him next, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Football Plaza. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Lionel Messi. Argentina's national team is captained by forward Lionel Andres Messi, a professional footballer from Argentina who plays for Ligue 1 team at Paris Saint-Germain. As unlikely as it may sound, Barcelona's Lionel Messi has been lighting up our television screens for almost 2 decades. I say unlikely because young Leo now looks hardly any different from the forward who made his Barcelona debut against local rivals Espanyol back on October 16, 2004, at the tender age of 17 and 114 days old. Even though the Atomic Flea has reached the age of 35, it appears like the world's best player hasn't aged a bit in the preceding years. Javier Zanetti. Javier Ademar Zanetti is an Argentinian former professional footballer. He is recognized as one of the best players of his generation and is most known for his contributions to Inter Milan's 2009 to 2010 season, which saw them win the treble. Consequently, when legendary Inter Milan midfielder Javier Zanetti finally decided to hang up his boots in May 2014, after a glittering career in San Siro, it wasn't just the fact that he was Argentinian and played a record-breaking 858 games for the Serie A Giants over a period of 19 years that was incredible. The talented athlete, who is now 49 years old, also didn't appear a day over 25. But nobody who had followed El Tractor's career since he transferred to the Nerazzurri from Banfield back in the summer of 1995 would have been surprised by that. The unnerving thing is that Zanetti looks precisely the same as he did on his final ever club appearance at Chievo, if you look at the fullback/winger on his Inter debut against Vicenza in August 1995. David Silva. Spanish professional footballer David José Jiménez Silva plays for Real Sociedad in La Liga. Silva may play as a winger or a second striker, but typically plays as a center or offensive midfielder. It seems amazing to imagine that in the 2004-2005 season, the sprightly Real Sociedad playmaker David Silva actually made his first-team debut for his very first club, Eibar. Furthermore, Silva, a diminutive international for Spain, was born the same year as Mexico '86 and turned 37 recently. So the midfielder, who currently does not appear to be a day older than 18, would turn 40 in just 3 years. Furthermore, the former Valencia player will continue to look young for many more years, leaving you to question what exactly is in the water in Gran Canaria, where Silva was born and raised. Ashley Young. Ashley Simon Young is a fullback or winger for Premier League team Aston Villa, where he also serves as the club captain. Young began his professional career with Watford, where he made his debut as a senior player in 2003 under manager Ray Lewington. Despite his surname, Manchester United winger Ashley Young is actually not that young at all. Incredibly, the occasional Red Devils and England international wide man has entered, although you would be hard-pressed to know that from just looking at the player. In fact, it would not be absurd to assert that the young man with the baby face is the same player who made his professional debut for Watford back in September 2003. Michael Owen. Former English football player Michael James Owen played as a striker for clubs including Stoke City, Newcastle United, Real Madrid, Liverpool, and the national side of England. When Michael Owen made his Reds debut in May 1997 at the age of just 17, he immediately made a splash and has somehow managed to keep the most youthful of appearances. In fact, the Englishman still has the appearance of a heavenly choir boy, despite having retired and moved into the commentary box with BT Sport, which, believe me, takes some doing when you're due to turn 43 at the end of the year. Obafemi Martins. Obafemi Akinwumi Martins is a Nigerian former professional footballer who played as a forward. He is renowned for being swift with the ball. He moved from Nigeria to Italy when he was 16 years old and has since played for several top-tier clubs around Europe. Obafemi Martins, who is 38 years old, is still a professional football player for Wuhan in the Chinese Premier League. He is perhaps best known, though, for his time spent playing for Newcastle United in the Northeast. He was also charged with being 28 while he was only 21 at the time. His birthday was accidentally changed to May 1, 1978 in 2006, making him 28 years old. Martin's transfer to Newcastle was in jeopardy as a result of the blunder, which was acknowledged by Nigeria, and the striker briefly left the national squad as a result. What do you think about these players? Do you think the confusion surrounding their age is justified? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, Football Plaza. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. And if you want to watch a video on 10 footballers who are faster than Usain Bolt, then click on the video to your left, and thank you for watching.